I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee Michelle. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and that share button. I want to talk to you guys about Mackenzie Shirilla. You may have heard her in the media, in the news. She's the crazy ass little girl that killed her boyfriend and his friend. You know, this is another domestic violence type case. I'm gonna get my little bit of opinions on it, and right now let's listen to this article I'm gonna read right quick. It says a teenager convicted of killing 2 people after the judge found she intentionally slammed her car into a commercial building at 100 miles per hour in the northeastern Ohio. She was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison on Monday. Following a bench trial last week, a judge found that 19-year-old Mackenzie Shirilla guilty of multiple charges, including 2 counts of murder in July 31st, 2022. A single vehicle crash in the Cleveland suburbs of Strongsville. The early morning wreck killed her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, 20 years old, and 19-year-old Davion Flanagan. The judge, Nancy Margaret Russo, who is not related to the victim, also found Shirilla guilty of other charges, including aggravated vehicular homicide and drug possession. The girl was on drugs. Okay. Regarding Shirille's 2 counts of murder, the judge spared the teen consecutive potential life sentence in both of the men's death. But why would she do that? Why would she do that? Why? This girl should have got life. This girl should have got death. I don't care if she intentionally ran her car into a brick wall. She's not safe to be among none of us. Okay? See, this is the stuff we talk about as Black people with privilege. You know what I'm saying? She should have got a life sentence. Okay. The judge told Shirilla she would likely remain in prison for at least 15 years, the minimum time allowed served until she's eligible to go before a parole board. That girl don't need 15 years. She need life. Okay? We don't want her here. We don't want her among us. I am relieved it is over just because of how stressful and sad it all was. Dominic Russo's 34-year-old sister, Christine Russo of Cleveland, told US Today on Tuesday. It is terribly emotional. I'm shocked and saddened that the judge ran the sentence concurrently and not conservatively. Right. That's crazy. Why wouldn't the judge do that? Like, this is pissing me off. Like, why wouldn't the judge run that shit conservatively? Mackenzie took 2 innocent young men's lives, and I believe she should have to serve the rest of her life in prison. Correct. Like, who? Like, what the hell? During the trial, prosecutor Tim Stropper argued Shirilla had a tremendous relationship with her boyfriend and planned to end their lives of her passengers. Shirilla's lawyer, James McDonald, could not immediately be reached by US Today. But at trial, the Associated Press reported that McDonald argues that the state had no proof his client deliberately meant to kill the men, and that no one knew what was going on inside the Toyota Camry in the seconds lead up to the wreck. Her actions were controlled methodically, deliberately, intentional, and purposeful, the judge said. This was murder. Okay, so you know it was murder, Judge, but you still didn't give her life in prison? Make that make sense, Judge. Shirilla did not testify at her trial. Officials said And she cried during her sentence hearing. Yeah, she cried because she knew her ass was almost going to be in there for life. Oh, my God. This is crazy. I mean, every time I think about it, the perpetrators of domestic violence always get off. It seems that way. Always get off. If it was the victim and the victim decided that she or he wants to protect themselves, they'll probably end up with life in jail, in prison. It always seems that way to me. This girl should have been in jail for the rest of her life. Okay, it also continued to say, I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I guess this is what she's saying in the statement. Okay. But yes, that's crazy. Okay, that is just crazy. Okay. Some more. And also it says the wreck took place about 5:30 a.m. after prosecutors and police said Shirilla, at 17 at the time, intentionally slammed her Camry into a brick wall of a commercial building. The area where the wreck took place is about 20 miles southwest of downtown Cleveland. The judge said final seconds of the video recording of the crash from a nearby business was key to the verdict. She metaphors from responsible driver to a literally hell on wheels, Russell said from the bench trial. After the bench trial, prosecutors said the moments were also the way prosecutors choose to try Shirilla as an adult. When she drove for 4 or 5 seconds with the pedal on the way all the way down until you hit 100 miles into a building, we felt the charge was appropriate. During the sentencing, Flanagan's, oh goodness, let me see something. Stop sharing. I'm a chop and screw. During the sentencing, Flanagan's mother called her son a gifted athlete who was a friend to all. She said he had plans to attend barber school and later open up his own shop. Jamie Flanagan said her son was adopted with his biological sisters from foster care. Oh, damn, that's unfortunate. That is so sad. My girls lost their best friend who had been by their side since day one. She said, we are honored to be chosen or to have been chosen to been their parents. They're forever family. I'm devastated. That's what the Flanagan mother said. Dominic Russo's sister said her brother loved singing and writing music. And he also had just started his own clothing line. Dominic always had the cutest voice ever since he was young, she said. His mother, also named Christine Russo, read an impact statement on Monday saying evidence and science proved that Mackenzie Shirilla murdered her son. She definitely did. That judge was wrong. The judge should have put that girl in jail for life. We all know what happened in the car that day. What we don't know is why. I lost 3 children in that crash. My heart is forever broken, she continued. Mackenzie Shirilla had a choice. Dom and Davion did not. Mackenzie, you're going to prison because you did this. Be thankful you're still alive and have a future, whatever that may be. Dom and Davion were robbed of their futures. That was too sad. Only God at this time can have mercy on her soul, she added. That is so sad. I can't express how sad that is, and then the judge, she's giving this girl lenient. She didn't have no compassion about what she was doing. So I'm gonna show y'all a few clips that I found. some pictures. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and the share button. And also, I want to leave y'all with this too. You know, our emotions are what causes us to react to dumbass shit. Like, we get so mad, we get so hurt, we be so enraged and so pained, and that we don't even think about what we're doing, and we do stuff that causes, you know, bad outcomes because of the decisions that we made in the time of anger and rage. You know, I have the same issue too. I'm not perfect. But as I've been learning, you know, God has revealed to me that our emotions, you know, my emotions have been a lot of my downfall. You know, if I learn to control my emotions and how I feel, because a feeling is just a feeling, you know, I can probably control the situation. So, you know, everybody need to work on their emotion, especially in the climate that we in. I believe after 2019 or whenever that, you know, that epidemic thing happened, people just have not been the same. Not saying that we was better before that, but it seemed like it's like worse, like we living on edge, like we walking on eggshells, like we're waiting for the next something to happen, you know. And then we don't need to live like that, because that's stressful enough as it is. So to have to deal with a person that's toxic and on top of living in this damn strange ass world, it's a lot. So we have to find a safe place, find God, meditate, you know, set up boundaries. That's what I do now, you know. That's why y'all haven't probably seen me in a while, because I have to set up boundaries when I come at these stores, because they're so hard and they're so emotional. You know, and some of that stuff, I believe in my spirit, in my heart, that it will stick with you, that it holds on to you. So you have to release. But I just want to leave that with you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and that share button. Thank you so much for listening to my video. Y'all have a good day.
As painful as it is this. Every decision we make is important. Every action we make is important. Regardless of whether the decision is a good one or a bad one, or the actions are good or not, the result is the same. The consequences ripple through time and affect many more people than one might think at the time of the decision. In criminal cases, the state carries the greatest burden under our law, proof beyond a reasonable doubt. As I previously stated, I considered all the evidence presented. And at this point, I would like to comment specifically on Exhibit 802, the crash video. This is the type of evidence you can never unsee. You can never forget the visual or audio of this exhibit. It is chilling and tragic. As you review that exhibit, you know that you are watching the oncoming deaths of two people, and there's nothing that will stop it. The video clearly shows the purpose and intent of the defendant. She chose a course of death and destruction that day. Exhibit 802 crystallizes the deadly decision-making of the defendant. She morphs from a responsible driver to literal hell on wheels as she makes her way down the street. Mackenzie alone made the decision to drive her car, to drive an obscure route, a route she visited a few days before, and a route not routinely taken by her. Mackenzie alone chose the time to make the drive early in the morning, when any reasonable person would expect that few people would be nearby to witness it or offer life-saving assistance. She made these decisions despite knowing, as any reasonable person would, that her mission of death could have involved others, not even in the car with her, other people, other cars, pedestrians. She had a mission, and she executed it with precision. The mission was death. Mackenzie alone decided to push the pedal to the floor and demand the ultimate speed of that vehicle to 90 to 100 miles per hour. She alone decided what was to be. Mackenzie decided death was the ultimate goal that day, and she alone made that decision for Dominic and Davion and she continuously acted in a manner to achieve her purpose. Whether or not she intended to also kill herself is a matter of speculation and of no relevance to the weighing of the evidence in this case. The totality of the evidence clearly demonstrates that Mackenzie Shirilla acted purposely and intentionally. In the early morning hours of July 31st, 2022, her purpose was to kill Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. No reasonable fact finder could view the totality of this evidence in this case and come to any other conclusion. Her actions were controlled, methodical, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. This was not reckless driving. This was murder. The court renders the following verdicts. Count 1. The court, having had count 1 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of murder, to wit Dominic Russo, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02a, is charged with count 1. Count 2. The court, having had count 2 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of murder, to wit Davion Flanagan, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02a, is charged with count 2 of the indictment. Count 3, murder. The court, having had count 3 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of murder, to wit Dominic Russo, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02b, is charged in count 3. Count 4, murder. The court, having had count 4 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of murder, to wit Dominic Russo, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02b, is charged in count 4. Count 5, felonious assault. The court, having had count 5 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of felonious assault, to wit Dominic Russo, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.11 of the Revised Code, is charged in count 5 of the indictment. Count 6, felonious assault. The court, having had count 6 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of felonious assault, to wit Dominic Russo, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.11a2, is charged in count 6. Count 7, felonious assault. Court, having had count 7 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of felonious assault, to wit Davion Flanagan, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.11a1, as charged in count 7. Count 8, felonious assault. The court, having had count 8 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of felonious assault, to wit Davion Flanagan, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.11a2, as charged in count 8. Count 9, aggravated vehicular homicide. The court, having had count 9 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of aggravated vehicular homicide, to wit Dominic Russo, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.06a2a, is charged in count 9. Count 10, aggravated vehicular homicide. The court, having had count 10 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of aggravated vehicular homicide, to wit Davion Flanagan, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.06a2a, is charged in count 10. Count 11, drug possession. The court, having had count 11 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of drug possession, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2925.11a, as charged in count 11. Count 12, possessing criminal tools. The court, having had count 12 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of possessing criminal tools, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2923.24a, is charged in count 12. The court, having had count 12 tried to and pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Shirilla, guilty of possessing criminal tools, and further finds the defendant did intend to use the substance, device, instrument, or article, to wit the digital scale, to commit the offense of a felony. Sentencing will be 1 week from today, August 21st, at 1 p.m. If any party
The family of Dom and Davion, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davion. We were all friends and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away. And I'm so sorry.
I just want to say to the families that I'm broken, sad, and lost, and my heart hurts for everyone, okay? Davion was her new friend, and Dom was the love of her life, and he was part of our family, okay? I'm just so sorry that this happened, and we're heartbroken. She would never, ever, ever murder the love of her life, okay? Halloween, for 3 months after the accident, she would only wear his clothes. She would only eat the snacks he ate. She would only listen to the music he wrote, okay? She was laying in bed for 3 months crying. There was a shrine of him next to her with photos and things that he liked, and this flower that lights up that he got her because he wanted it to be fresh and alive forever. It's like a little Beauty and the Beast flower. Dominic, okay, I'm asking you for a leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember. And Davion, he's a new friend. I'm so sorry.
His life is worthless?
No. God, no, not at all. They all loved each other. They all spent every day together. You know what I mean? I don't know too
Isn't
much
that
for
part
her.
of the problem, Mr. Shirilla?
Sorry?
Isn't that part of the problem, that they all trusted each other? Isn't that part of
It's not a problem at all. It was
the problem
wonderful.
how they all ended up in the car together to deliver
I understand. I understand what it looks like. I'm saying that it was a tragic accident. She would never.
But we're going to have to disagree on
I understand.
that. And I respect your position.
I understand.
My son did not have a clique of friends, but instead was a friend to all. He would go out of his way to show love and kindness to others, including those that were often cast aside by society, the less fortunate, the developmentally challenged, the hurting, and the unvalued. Davion made sure that everyone that crossed his path knew that he truly saw them, that he valued them, and that they were worth his time. Davion and my kids have had more than their fair share of heartbreak, of hardship, and of loss. Davion was adopted with his sisters from foster care. They're biological siblings. We are honored to be chosen, or to have been chosen, to be their parents. They're forever family. I am devastated by the loss of Davion. The world lost a truly special man. My girls lost their best friend, their protector, the one and only trusted family that has been by their side from day one. This alone, or he alone, understands the pain and loss that they have gone through and was always there for them. This fact alone breaks my heart for my girls, for my family. So many dreams shattered, a future stolen. We will never get to see the amazing man that he was surely to become.
He was my best friend and the only person that has stayed with me since I was born. I would like you to give Mackenzie the longest possible sentence. I've known her for about 3 years, and as she's always taken the easy way out. You shouldn't be able to take the easy way out when it comes to murder. It's completely unfair that no matter what sentence you give her, she will be eligible for parole, while my brother will be gone forever.
I called Mackenzie's mother hysterical with the loss of my son and Davion. I knew Mackenzie was in the hospital, and the first statement said to me was, "Oh, please don't listen to what everyone's saying on Facebook." Yeah, my son's dead. His friend is dead, and I'm checking on yours. That social media is what's important.
Mackenzie Shirilla, the most selfish person I know. Ironically, Dom was the most selfish person I know. Mackenzie Shirilla murdered Dom and Davion in cold blood and had already moved on. Kenzie killed Dom over the thought of losing him, and she made Davion collateral damage.
Do you feel that 15 years to life concurrently is a just sentence in this case?
You know, these are tough decisions that the judge has to make. And, you know, I talked to one of the families of the victims, and they said they came here today not knowing in their hearts what the appropriate sentence would be. So, you know, it is their hope, and it is certainly our hope, that Mackenzie serves her time in prison, and she reflects and learns and comes out of prison a much better person. As the judge pointed out, the one video was just shocking in the fact. And when you have the evidence from the car computer and you see her driving very calmly and making the right turn, and then all evidence indicates she immediately put the pedal to the metal and drove straight into a building at 100 miles per hour. I think those really demonstrated to us that this was no accident.
Why do you think she did?
You can't say with any certainty. I would think if somebody's driving into a wall at 100 miles per hour that there's at least a reasonable belief that maybe she was trying to commit suicide as well, but we don't know that. But certainly when you're driving that fast into a wall, there's a good probability that you may not survive, and maybe that was her direction, but we just don't know for certain. We will probably never know.